You're the one people describe as steady. Someone pulls away and you just let them. You don't send the double text, you don't ask for an explanation, you don't chase. And it's not an act, you genuinely feel that stillness. Like something in you decided a long time ago that you're not going to be the person who falls apart over someone else's choices. And that's what this is really about. What that stillness actually is, where it lives, what it costs, and why it confuses even you sometimes. Because from the outside, people rid you as secure. Unbothered. She just doesn't get rattled. And honestly, most of the time they're right. You don't spiral the way you used to. You don't over-explain yourself. Someone shows you who they are and you believe them the first time. That's real. That's not performance. But here's the part you don't say out loud. Sometimes, usually late, usually alone, you can't tell if what you feel is peace or just quiet. Like there's a version of calm that feels full. And there's a version that feels like nothing's getting in anymore. And you're not always sure which one you're sitting in. That's not a flaw in your detachment. It's actually the thing that makes it complicated. Psychologists call it emotional blunting, and it doesn't mean you've gone cold. It means your system got so efficient at regulating that it sometimes filters out the stuff you'd actually want to feel. Safety and numbness use the same door. So your brain doesn't always distinguish between I'm at peace with this and I've just stopped letting this register. And that's why you'll have weeks where everything feels smooth, genuinely fine. And then one small thing hits you sideways. A song, a sentence someone says without thinking. And suddenly there's all this feeling that wasn't gone, just delayed. Your system held it at the door and you didn't know until it slipped through. That same wiring shows up in how people experience you. You're easy to be around. You don't make demands. You don't create friction. And because of that, people stop checking. Not because they don't care, but because you trained them that you're fine. You made yourself so low maintenance that when you actually need someone to reach toward you, nobody thinks to, and you won't ask. Because asking feels like a version of yourself you already decided you're not anymore. So you've got steadiness that's real, a system that sometimes over-filters, and a way of showing up that accidentally teaches people you don't need anything. None of that is broken. But where it comes from, that part is worth looking at. Not every woman built this the same way. Some learned early, you showed emotion and it got dismissed. You needed something and the message came back. Too much, too needy, too sensitive. So your system adapted. Feel everything, show nothing, stay safe. That wasn't a choice you made consciously. That was survival. And it was smart at the time, because being open genuinely wasn't safe. And some women didn't learn it from pain. They learned it from reward. You were the easy one. The low-drama friend. The one who never made things complicated, and people praised that. They told you how mature you were, how strong, how refreshing, so you kept being her. And now it's been so long that you can't always tell where the role ends and your actual preferences begin. You're not protecting yourself from anything. You're just performing a version that kept getting applauded until it became default. One means your system is still guarding something old that might not need guarding anymore. The other means you built an identity around other people's comfort and forgot to check if it still fits you. Both look the same from the outside. Both feel like steadiness. But only one of them is actually yours. Here's the thing that genuinely detached women operate from, whether they'd phrase it this way or not. They stopped living for experiences to become something specific and started living through them. No managing, no monitoring whether their silence is working. No pulling back as a strategy and checking for results. Just letting things unfold and trusting that whatever happens, they'll be okay, because their identity isn't staked on the outcome. That's not coldness. That's the version of detachment that doesn't exhaust you by Friday. You're the one people call steady. That's real. But the difference between steady and unreachable is smaller than you think, and you already know which one costs you more. You didn't lose the ability to feel. You just built a system so good at protecting you that sometimes it forgets to let things in. The psychology of why some women overfunction, doing everything, carrying everything, never putting it down, comes from the same root. I break that down here. Subscribe if you want more like this.